Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Nadya's Entrepreneurial Corner. I am here with the beautiful and intelligent and talented Arielle Caputo of Caputo Consulting. This is a very special episode, as all of them are, but in particular this one because Arielle and I have been collaborating now, I want to say like 9 months or so? 9 months maybe? Since
Yeah, yeah.
October, roughly October of last year. And a big part of why we're collaborating is because we share the same mindset and ethos of purpose and profit are not mutually exclusive. We're both very passionate about giving back and injecting impact initiatives into the projects that we take on. And so today I really want to unpack why that is so important for you, Arielle. And of course, end with a call to action for our audience and why they should be doing the same. So why don't we dig in a little bit into your background? Tell us how you got started in this space and specifically, how you got into the impact area of what you do.
First of all, thank you for having me and very excited for this conversation. Okay, how did I get started at Impact? It's a long story if I go all the way back.
We got
So I
time.
we have I was born and raised in a cult. I ran away when I was 18. I didn't know that there were homeless shelters or food banks, anything of that nature, because I was raised in a very sheltered environment with no internet access or TVs. Um, so had to go through my own journey of homelessness and picking myself up off the ground, and just that experience of not being seen, but yet feeling like I was screaming out on the top of my lungs for help. So I made a couple promises to myself when I got myself to a better place. One, I would turn around and inspire others or show them the way. And two, I would always make an effort to see people, including the homeless man standing on the corner, even if I don't have a dollar. Just make an effort to acknowledge them and to smile. There was actually a statistic I heard yesterday that the average homeless person goes feeling unseen for about 6 months.
Oh, that's
I was like,
terrible.
that's horrible, horrible. But yeah, so got myself to a better place, and now I just am fueled by inspiring others, showing others that you can figure it out. If I could do it, you can too. And just every work, every client, every project that I do has to have that impact component, because to me it just feels pointless. So yeah, that's kind of how I got started in the short nutshell story.
I love how you turned this around into a place of abundance rather than a place of scarcity because for so many people who go through, that level of trauma, it's really hard to pull yourself out of that scarcity mindset because I mean, you literally are trying to survive in that situation. So, I mean, obviously we kind of like went from 0 to 100 there.
Yeah.
So you were going through this very traumatic experience, you pulled yourself out of it, but what happened after that? Did you immediately start a consulting firm or were there a few steps behind that?
Yeah, so you're seeing a 15-year gap of, and like 10 years of truly dedicating to healing myself, finding myself, and giving back. How it started was Valentine's Day, actually 10 years ago. I was really depressed. I hated life. I hated the holiday. And I was like, I have to find a different, or I have to create a different meaning to what the holidays stand for. So I called every shelter in Los Angeles for youth homelessness to see who would let me in their doors. And one shelter said, sure, no problem, come on by. So I picked up balloons and chocolates and then a whole bunch of hygiene products. And I showed up to Covenant House. And I spent the whole day with the youth. And at first, they looked at me like, okay, who is this white girl doing her token thing for the holiday? And then when I sat there and was listening to their stories and then shared my story, and by comparison, these kids' stories are way more horrific. I mean, what they've had to do just to survive, and losing their parents, losing their grandparents, selling their bodies for a meal, like, it's horrible. But the day was incredible and I left feeling so fulfilled. And so I kept going back and I kept creating experiences based off of what the shelter needed. And each event just got bigger and bigger. And then I made an Instagram account solely for this purpose, to tell the world what I was creating and if people wanted to get involved. So I would go on Instagram and be like, okay, I'm volunteering with these kids and they all need haircuts. Who wants to contribute? And people would send DMs like, oh, I'm a barber. I do haircuts. I'll come donate my time.
Oh,
Um, so we started doing all of these events, and the events started being based off of what the community wanted to offer. So it would be something like how to fill out college applications, what to wear, and how to act to a job interview. One day was just this massive collective paint day. I got different companies to donate gently used computers. So we took over the computer room and would help the kids have access to the internet. Um, they never had a prom, so one day we created this huge dance prom night.
oh, that's so
And
cute.
it was really fun. I want to point out though, I had moved to Los Angeles, didn't know a soul, with a 6-month-old baby and $3,000 in my pocket. I got a job at off of Craigslist at a post-production studio making $9.25. So here I was supporting myself and my daughter off of near to pennies in Los Angeles. So I did not have this budget and I did not have this support team. And so when people are like, oh, I tried, when I say I was doing these events, I was calling 50 places and getting 49 no's, and then one would be a yes, of different brands that wanted to get involved. So like Elf makeup, they were really cool. They ended up donating like $300 worth of makeup.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
impressive.
they were incredible. Subway said yes to me one day, and they gave me like 50 huge platters of Subway sandwiches. Um, One day, this local denim company, they said, Arielle, we have 500 pairs of denims that have been on mannequins over the years, so we can't sell them, but they've never been used. They're in great quality. So they donated. So I was like, why don't we do a denim pizza party? I would call 50 pizza places and they would all say no. And then eventually one would say, you know what, we'll donate pizzas. So when
Right.
I'm talking about these events, I want to reiterate that I did not have the funding, and that I was just willing to ask and to keep asking until I got a yes. And eventually there would be yeses out there. Um, the biggest, funnest event was the kids really needed new shoes. And I am all about relationships over dollars, which is you are too, which is why I love you and we work so well together. And so I got Adidas and Puma to donate shoes. We partnered with this other nonprofit called Have a Soul. They collect gently used shoes. And they came into the shelter and we built this huge sneaker festival in the shelter on the basketball courts.
Sneaker festival, that is so interesting.
We roped it off. They had to get a wristband to attend because there's so many stipulations with taking the kids off the grounds. And so I
Yeah.
always wanted to create these events where they didn't feel like they were missing out on something. And how do I bring it to the shelter? So that was how this came to be. But there was a DJ stand, a taco stand, custom airbrushing, and a radio station. So the kids got a wristband when they first walked in. They got to check out the stations, go over to the shoe wall, point at the shoes, take them off, try them on, and each leave with a minimum of 3 pairs, as opposed to just getting a check to the foundation or just dropping off shoes. Now you have this experience that was really fun, help them believe in humanity again, or have hope, or just have a good day. So that's what the events were, just all different type of activities based off of what the shelters needed, and off of what the community was willing to contribute to.
That is so fabulous. So you're putting all of this together. Meanwhile, you're really technically financially just scraping by. But there was something inside of you that said, this is the right thing to do. This is what I'm passionate about. In the back of your mind, were you thinking that doing this, essentially volunteer work was going to lead to other opportunities in the end? I don't think that you're necessarily thinking like, oh, I'm going to do this to get the experience. It was just kind of in the back of your mind. Did you think that this could lead to more for you?
I didn't know. What I found was that I was healing through giving, and that's what I really enjoyed. I also never really resonated with the party scene and drinking. It's never been my jam. So to me, it felt like this I belonged, or this was my tribe or my community. And I was just trying to heal myself and my trauma and my own past. Never in a million years did I think I would be sitting here today and working on the projects that I'm working on now. And that's like something I really, really stress to people. Like, I was a sad, lonely, broken girl struggling. Like, I did not have help. I did not have support. So if I can do it, you can too. So many people can too. But no, I did not anticipate that I would be here.
How long were you homeless before you started moving into a better circumstances?
3 months.
That is a long time. Oh my goodness. Well, you are doing so great now.